Alright, so this is video reflection for June 13th. Okay, so I have a lot to cover today. A lot of interesting things happened. Okay, first and foremost, I finally registered my motorcycle. I can now ride it legally. Yeah. The reason I look tired is because I am. The process that took to register the motorcycle was not easy, especially because I'm not technically an adult and I need my parents' permission, signatures, yada yada yada. There's so much I need, to have in place for me to own something of my own right. But I did all the paperwork and we're golden. Yep. I can now ride motorcycles. I can now ride my own motorcycle. Okay, so that's part one. There's a whole story on how it was super dangerous, and also the experience was annoying, but I'm gonna skip that. That's not really what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about portfolios, especially mine. I was working on my making a new portfolio, which isn't video format, it's just pictures and words. It's kind of like a summary of sorts, really. And I was, going through my photo album trying to find pictures, and I was like, well, I don't have that many pictures. I mean, it's not like they're lacking, but I could use a lot more. So I went to my YouTube channel, and I have 381 videos up there. I know probably most of them are reflections, but there are a lot of project logs up here, and videos are basically just 24 frames per second, or 24 pictures per second of my project. Technically, some of them are blurry, but 24 pictures is 24 pictures, so I was going through them, and I was like, thank God I did so many reflections, so many project logs, and kept record of all this, because now all I need to do is go back and or do this task of just labeling everything and taking screenshots of those videos, and I have, like plenty of pictures to go into my portfolio. Not even 1/10 done with all of my portfolio, and I'm already tired, so anyway, I'm gonna go to bed now. I'm gonna do the rest of this sorting gibberish tomorrow. Yeah. That's about it. Have a nice day. It's a short reflection. Don't really have a lot to talk about. I just wanted to film this because it's a meaningful day. I rode the motorcycle about an hour today. It was actually a lot slower than I thought. I think I'm gonna go to the higher CCs pretty quickly. It's actually a lot slower than I thought, and it's a lot more jerky and kind of difficult to control, especially because I don't know how to shift. Because the MSF course in Korea, there is no MSF course, but the driver's license course doesn't teach you how to downshift or upshift or use the clutch or whatever. All they teach you is how to go through an interesting looking and very, very difficult circus of a motorcycle course, but that's basically it. So I know nothing of shifting. I knew nothing of shifting until today. I now know how to shift. So that's two, and then there's one last thing that I want to talk about. I recently started a kind of, maybe not so much, apprenticeship at a local motorcycle repair shop. The owner's super nice. It's a one-man facility. He does all the repairs by himself. He's pretty chill, he's very good at what he does, and also has a lot of how would I say, dedication and commitment to his work. He lives by his code, which is, very admirable. Anyway, all that aside, I was, it's not exactly like I'm working, I'm more like I'm observing what he's doing and trying to figure out what's happening. But I do get to see a lot of motorcycle internals, which is super fun, and also quite helpful for me personally. You know, with textbooks and internet images, you don't really ever get to see what a motorcycle cam looks like. By the way, a cam is the part of the motorcycle when the engine turns, the cam basically lets in the pressure and or lets in the air and then removes the air. That's what the cam does. It's a very interesting mechanism. The way it functions is also very interesting. It uses this kind of like lift, spring and lift system. So if the engine moves or rotates, it rotates the cam with it. And the cam has like this lopsided part, so if it rotates like this, it's just going to lift the cam like that, but instead of lifting it, it's going to push down on the spring, and then, you know, normally the spring would keep the valve in the chamber shut, but when the cam pushes on it, it basically opens the valve, allowing for influx or exit, whichever one happens in the engine. It's pretty cool to learn that stuff, even just by observing. I like my position there. It's pretty fun. I get to swap engine oils and tie engine oils and disc brakes and whatnot, but great. How did I get that position? Well, I just went there and said, I want to learn, can you teach me? He said, I'll think about it. He didn't call me back, so I went there again, and then he was like, shit, I'm not getting rid of you anytime soon, so, you know, you're free to come by and observe, you know, but keep the promised time. Don't be late or don't be early. It's like a job except I don't get any payment and I have no requirements, but I'm pretty satisfied with it. Anyway, I gotta go to bed. Good night. Have a nice day.